people.
We're online. We're here.
Games, planes, and Grand Theft Auto.
We're back. We're back.
Hello.
It's been a weekend.
I had a whole weekend.
You had a whole weekend, as did hopefully all of you out there.
It was so good.
We had a weekend. It was a good.
Dude, what did you do over the weekend?
All kinds of things. I took logs from a kiosk to a lumber mill in a Soviet-era military truck through a muddy bog. That's pleasant.
That's called a fatal error.
Yeah, that's something crashing. I like how it's like, hello. Your ship
Guess
is
what?
crashed.
That work you just did?
Your day is ruined.
Gone.
Hi.
I'm not going to send a report. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's like, please wait while we tattle on this program to Microsoft. Narking on it.
Hi, chat.
Hey, what's up, chat? How was your weekend? I hope it was excellent. We are here with PowerBlock.
Yeah. PowerBlock, not just the what's like an anti-diuretic?
Something that makes you pee? Water. Water is a potent.
Oh.
Oh, wait,
So-
no.
yeah.
Diuretic will make you pee. Something that avoids peeing?
Oh, it's like
Sponges.
some
If you
kind of, like,
drink
you
a
know.
bunch of, like a sponge smoothie. I don't know what, sodium, right?
What has more fiber than a PowerBlock? That's where I'm going with this.
A power bar, really. There's
Oh,
there's nothing
geez.
with stronger moral fiber, but not much of it is digestible at first. You have to pass it through the system of many young civet cats in the forests of Indonesia before the insights come pouring out like flavor.
I'm going to pause for a little bit before I decide to jump in on this conversation.
What's up, Robbie? Hey,
Feel like,
Robbie's back here. How's it going, dude?
Good.
How you been, Robbie? How was your weekend?
You know, it was
It was a
Chaos.
weekend. It was a weekend.
me just getting over my sickness.
Yeah,
Not over it, but I feel better.
we can hear. We can hear you're starting to plug up, which means it's about to be blown out.
Oh, God.
It's about to work its way out of you. The plague will be unseated from your form. I'm hoping so. Yo, this controller is sending spurious CC data, and D12 fader appears to be hosed completely.
What? That's insane.
The one that's missing a cap on it. It doesn't send any data. Luckily, who cares? It's a fader. But it was sending like CC 48 value 30, 31, 32. I wasn't moving it.
Cool.
And that never
I'm
moved
thinking-
again.
Very cool.
Oh, it's like I did this work ahead of time. I was gonna do exactly this, and it was already ready to go.
So we're setting up a bunch of stuff today on the show. If you're
Oh.
wondering why you're here, you're basically going to watch us install Unreal Engine for the first time on this new machine,
Yay.
and get NuRen up to date and running. Like, get everything installed properly, configured, and basically get to work on the project like full time instead of just coming up with ideas that never really go anywhere. Like, Ben's been working for a hot minute on the art assets, but there's nothing to put it into, so it might as well be just practice of art, because there's no product to throw it into after he's done. So we're gonna get that product going, and that appears. What is that? A hot dog?
This is like this midsection of a smaller conveyor arm.
Awesome.
If I will unhide it. So
There you go.
I had like a low poly that I started with. Yay. And what we did was we mesh smoothed it to death.
Nice.
And now we have like a super high poly version of it that we can use for projection mapping and making really detailed assets.
Baking
And
the
also
maps.
just like, making like really hot stuff. But this is all like hand, like, I feel like I'm so
leather
satisfied with
stitching
this.
on there. Yeah, that looks
Like,
really dank.
So
I just want to lick it. It's just so smooth.
it's all hand polyed. Also, like working on this asset is giving me a really, really strong direction for the other assets that I want to do in this scene. In terms of bringing them up to code.
Yeah.
Just like really small things like this type of detail and like just the overall feel of like this weird factory.
Yeah.
Everything is kind of like half the way I feel like it meshes in with the art direction, or the art direction has kind of become like everything's kind of like a bug. Like everything's kind of half machine and half like insect.
Yeah,
And
that's
so there are a
that's
lot of
amazing.
these types of details that are like, oh, that looks like a machine could have, oh gosh, like exomorphed that out of a, like, that's kind of where I'm going with this. So
Well,
I'm just going to take my time and get those assets to be as pretty as possible. And then once we have really like crazy, like dangerous, like high res stuff, like I think in this scene, it's like 1.3 million triangles. This asset itself is like about 1 million. Like,
right.
it's going to be.
But it's only going to be like 100 once it's baked onto a low poly gauge.
Right. And so, like, through the different steps that we will discover that we need, we can build a pipeline that goes, okay, well, that's too much or that's not enough or whatever.
Right.
But it's easier to decimate a mesh than it is to, you know, keep adding. It's easier to make, like, a projection cage and, you know, get your, like, roundness maps. And also give, like, our tools further down the line, like Quixel, a lot more information to work with.
Right, so it can do all that nice physical-based stuff based on a more accurate picture of the geometry, I guess.
Yeah.
So you get all those little metal details that would only show up if it was textured, baked out texture.
I'm battling this thing. There's still a couple of things that I want to be aware of. Making sure that these things kind of work is going to be great for reusing them.
Yeah.
Because you can take like just this part here, right, and you know make it into like that's how a lot of like 3D game stuff is you can take that one part and make it into like, you know, some weird background element that looks amazing. Cause
right, you can have an entire section where the girls are dancing like inside of one of those parts.
Right.
Like make that entire thing into, and yeah, that could be like storage units or something.
Yep.
Like lying down a hallway in the background. Yeah. You're making components that we can either build a robot arm pictured on the Lego box or like take it apart and make other stuff out of it.
Yep.
Like a rocket ship. Nice.
So I've definitely put thought into that as I built these things up.
Yep.
And there are several assets in another scene that one of which I pulled, or this is one of the assets I pulled from my gallery scene. Like if you see like debug levels in a lot of games, we'll have like an art preview.
Yeah, where every single type of enemy is standing there
right.
walking, and you get to talk to Nobu Uematsu, who's standing there in the corner as his own sprite, you know? Kinda.
Precisely. And so I'm trying to make sure that we have something equivalent to that. And, you know, use this process to totally refine the style. Like now that I've got kind of a feel, I can use this as a guide to make all of the other assets that we upgrade feel this nice. And I think that'll make the scene come together nicely.
Right. It's very picturesque. It looks like if you textured it in a post-apocalyptic, it's like the precursor to Fallout before it was decimated, you know? When everything was nice and shiny and new and high-tech looking. It's got kind of a little bit of a retro vibe to it, but in an insectoid kind of way. It's like the Cricket 50s. It's very nice. It's very nice.
I'm quite satisfied.
It's streamlined. It looks like no human archetype and no human era of technology really created that, which is good because it fits right into the story that we're trying to tell.
Right.
Which nobody knows about yet. I haven't really dished much on the story yet, but oh man, the story. I've been thinking a lot about it. I've been putting down a bunch of ideas into like little mini novellas that I'm working on, some scripts. Basically trying to get the thing formed into a coherent beginning to end package that just entertains you throughout and has the traditional story arcs, you know, with tension and resolution and all. Pacing is really difficult when you're working in a completely different medium than you're used to. That anyone is used to. I mean, when's the last time you watched a VR musical?
The answer is next time I watch a VR musical.
You watched a character in a sci-fi watching it.
I don't like to talk about that. You know, it's kind of personal.
I watch it. What I do on my own time is my
Look,
own.
it was the weekend, okay? Like, there's certainly a couple of things like these overlapping faces and stuff that I need to keep an eye out for. And so that's kind of my method right now, because I've made this out of a stupid, like, you know, proxy mesh. We definitely have to just go through and make sure that, like, because what happens with those types of faces is that the front faces are on the inside of this thing.
Yeah, if you have messed up normals, Andrew's gonna like yell at you all the time a lot, and then eventually just like throw up his hands and write a script to like fix all your broken stuff. But it will become a serious point of contention if your normals are backwards flipped.
Oh yeah.
And if your geometry is not solid, like he'll put the fear of God in you.
That sounds like fun.
It is fun because you get way better, way faster because you're dealing with somebody who doesn't have time to deal with that stuff because that's new mistakes. Basically,
True that.
I did it, and I got schooled on it, and I legit got better as a result because I'm a little more careful now than I was before. And he's not like a total dick about it. He's just like he just rides your ass because he expects things to be done competently and professionally.
Sure.
That's our lead programmer, by the way, everybody. Somebody who actually gives a crap about getting things done technically in the right way and not just the easiest way. He's just that good.
Boy.
You can afford to be a little bit more detail oriented, to put it lightly. It's like if I got somebody doing music MIDI parts for me, like they're not gonna render everything out of Cubase as all piano. Like I'm not paying you if you're doing that, basically. At the very least, make sure you insert those control changes. I like how this is downloading at 3.1 megs out of 900 megs. That's like saying I'm going 60 miles an hour out of 300 miles. That's how far we've gotten, kids. I don't know, I'm going 60. Whatever. It'll get here sometime.
So what is our musical selection of the day?
This is Franz Joseph Haydn.
Haydn.
Haydn. Hot.
Yep, a classical era composer. He was around in the late 70s, mid to late 70s. And he's sort of like the granddaddy of like Mozart, Beethoven, like all these guys like idolize this dude. And he lived like this weird secluded life as like an official aristocracy kind of court jester musician.
Oh, interesting.
And just basically like just worked in a mad vacuum his whole life. And that's how you have this kind of stuff where he's just going on all these wild harmonic runs that like almost nobody had done in this kind of way before. And he influenced like everyone for the next, I don't know, probably 500 years now. Assuming that we don't nuke ourselves in the next 3 years or whatever. Some kid in the future is going to be playing Haydn on a playlist and being like, dude, this is where it's coming from. This is the source.
He's the guy.
He's the quartetist.
It's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What I find really interesting about classical music is how it seems to hesitate a lot. Like what sounds like a lot of movement is actually like a lot of repetition.
Yeah, it's figures repeating themselves, kind of the way verses and choruses do in a traditional pop song. Like, but on a much smaller scale, like within a single phrase. So, there's a lot of that stuff happening here in kind of an early form before like Beethoven went all romantic and just went totally crazy with it. Whoops. Good thing my iPad wasn't there. I just elbowed some glass screen. But yeah, this is like at its purest form, like the classical string quartet, like done like proper. The reference material. And this is what you're hearing right now isn't a quartet. This is an ensemble piece. But let's see, based on the playlist, what are we looking at? 2210.
Did you know that I have a email from Sophie MintPotion
What?
regarding the new ADD logo?
What?
Yeah.
And
Hold on. It's loading.
We're just listening to. Oh, this is the end of Symphony number 45 in F sharp minor. F sharp minor is such like a FU kind of.
What do you think?
I like it.
that's pretty cool.
That's well done.
Cool. Sold.
Kind of could be a rocket ship with the fins coming out the back of the A. It could be a planet and like a moon is coming, like a Death Star is coming into view.
Get
Could
your
be.
drum in orbit.
It's like the MasterCard logo in a way, but like one side bigger than the other. It could be a person looking at you with like big white eyes with A and then D&D. Like, man, it's a very evocative logo. Well done.
Girl's got skills.
Man, she's seriously good at doing art things,
Yeah,
design things.
Should get in the graphic design game. Like, who says you need an education? Just do this stuff.
Yeah, do it.
do
Just
it.
Fake it till you make it. And I know some people hate to hear that, but it is the truth when you want to be an actual artist and not just a poser.
Well, like in case of most things, right? It's like you want to program enough so that when people are willing to pay you for it, you don't panic.
Yeah, but at the same time, you don't think you can do more than you actually can. You go into it with some trepidation and a beginner's mindset. Like, you respect the task and not just assume you've mastered it.
Oh, this is true. What was Pablo talking about last night? Like this kind of when you're known, like when what you know about the field is like really, really small, your mastery appears really high.
Yeah, you're like, I figured it all out. And then you're like, wait a minute. That wait a minute moment is like the best part of learning anything. Because you're like, wait a minute. Uh-oh. I just thought of a way that doesn't work. Oh, no. Oh, no, that means everything that I thought I knew is bunk. Wait, but not everything. And then you start to piece together the pieces after the hurricane sweeps through your mental village. And you build a better city on the ashes.
That's true.
Of your former mastery.
And if you're diligent, I mean, that type of revelation will happen to you constantly.
Yeah, next thing you know, you got like Metropolis, like freaking Mega City 1 built up because you've just failed so many times to understand it. Despite thinking you had so many times. It's in my clutches. If I just understand this one key piece. The one key piece turns out to be, well, everything you know is BS. So, congrats. Like, you just unlock the next level. The real Dark Souls begins here.
I realize that that's the case with Celeste. I beat the main
campaign.
No. I beat the main campaign. And same thing with Sonic, actually. I beat Sonic last night. Sonic Mania.
Oh, but you're just getting started.
Right. They're like, oh, by the way, you don't have all the Chaos Emeralds. You failed. I'm like, oh, shit.
Bad ending.
How do I? And like, fool, you have 4 chances in every act to get a Chaos Emerald, and you only have half of them. Jerk. Like, oh, okay, fine.
Wow, I just saw all 12 virtual cores light up at once for the first time in a minute. Boy. That's because Unreal is starting up. This thing is a behemoth. This thing will bring my Mac to its knees.
I am not starting Unreal today. I'm trying to prepare as many things for that engine as possible and then fix them as I go.
Yeah.
Because if I keep having this weird, like, it's cognitive dissonance. When I keep, like, trying to do something with both tools open, I'll forget how to navigate in one.
Oh, yeah, the muscle memory switches. It's like if I'm using Mod Plug Tracker at the same time as I'm using, like, Renoise. It's like, oh, the button doesn't do this. I got my custom buttons in the music stuff mostly mapped to the same muscle memory stuff, but it's still that one little thing that gets you, and you're like, oh, that was delete, not copy. Like, why is that so different in things that everyone uses both of them together?
These are you're asking the important questions.
4.18.3 Lizanch. Let's go.
Oh boy. Timing was pretty good.
Yeah, dog. I'm really excited about this.
Ooh.
This new renaissance that we're gonna have here at the studio.
It's Slip, Atomic Mouse.
What up?
Atomic Mouse is the champion of the Basal Tonic podcast.
Yo, the best thing. Which is pretty much ever.
One of the most incredible things I've experienced since anyone decided to donate or support us on Patreon.
Yeah, that's like the best. This
is a whole other level.
To us, honestly, if everybody stops donating on Patreon and starts contributing to that, that's probably more valuable to us, like, than anything monetary. Not to diminish the incredible generosity of other people that have donated, but making stuff with us is our entire purpose. So we need money to keep the lights on to keep that happening, but in the end, what we really need is the passion to start these things. So if you got something that you want to do, like, just do it and make it awesome. And we're going to be like, yo, nice, instead of like, well, it's not our idea, so we don't like it. Like,
that's even better. It's your idea.
It's even better because you came up with it and you put more work into it than we would have done half-assing it. So if it's something like a podcast that we could have done in-house and sort of gotten sort of right until we got it, like, if you can already run with that and do it, like, we want to, like, make it official, basically.
Want to
embrace that and put our own resources behind it. If we can record anything for you, if you need any, like, support for it. Basically, we want our community to do their own things and for us to put our muscle behind it.
Okay, I'm going to look for a keyboard I can plug in really rapidly.
I'm going to look for an Unreal window because none of them exist, apparently. Oh, it's still loading. Ha! All right, that's cool. 45% initializing. Let's hope it's like first time setup.
I saw one not that long ago. I found myself on the edge of keyboard findery, looking throughout the complex for a USB compatible human interface device. A beer this time of day? I'm just
You find 3 PS2 keyboards and, like, not a single USB one. That's how it works.
Let's. Oh.
Oh my god! It literally didn't even crash.
to
It's
me.
still just initializing. It's been like 5
What?
minutes now. This thing is such a monster, resource-wise. Every
There we
CPU
go.
core is pegged to the max. That doesn't even happen in
Yes.
logic. Whoa. Incredible.
La 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 la. One more thing. You, yes.
Yes.
Please update to the latest version of Xcode for best performance.
One of
Okay,
you.
don't show this again.
Perfect.
I gotta update Xcode as well.
Okay. Slip is working on it right now because Slip is the man.
Okay, you're too loud and annoying. Stop it.
La la la.
I take it he's walking. Yep, he's walking around with no headphones on. So
Yeah, he is. He has no idea what we're saying to him. Hey, Ben.
an
As I
ultimate
say, if you
goober
can't beat him,
status.
Hey, Ben, you're a
Eat
dick.
'em.
You're a dick lord. You can't even hear us. What a sucker. Ben, you're a dick lord.
Okay.
Okay. Ben.
trash is being talked.
None whatsoever, Ben. Unless you're cheating and you got the
No, he
Okay.
courtesy monitor on.
doesn't. No, he doesn't.
No, he's just in his own world, guessing correctly that we're talking shit about him. That's cool. He's in sync with us.
At least we can hear his breathing patterns, which is always fun.
Now.
At least we know he's still breathing.
It doesn't sound like a healthy breath, but yeah.
We know it's not a healthy breath.
What's up?
Hey, what's up?
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hey, how you been?
I'm okay. I'm just looking for something that, like, when I press the Alt key, it would stay pressed. And now we're in business.
In other words, like any normal keyboard.
You know, ones
not,
that like.
not a busted. We're using that keyboard and mouse combo from. No, this one is missing the L and the O keys.
Yeah,
and it-
there's.
Okies?
The L,
Okies.
yeah, it's missing the O keys.
I miss the Okies too.
Mm.
Yo!
I have somehow managed to build a crappy jazz trio in Logic. Hey, what's up, Valdez?
Yeah, mouse, dude. We're gonna super link to the MintPotion. Link it on the MintPotion webpage once that's set up. Yeah, definitely. We're gonna link everything. Is just gonna be totally official, and like we'll link it as the MintPotion. You know, like anything that people do will be their own thing on the page that will change for you when you need like stuff updated or whatever. Like, just keep us in the know. We'll link to it as like MintPotion communities projects, and then Basil Tonic will be one of the main attraction that we got going right now, because it's like the biggest project that I've seen anyone do in the community of their own. Like, community just being our people that just aren't on site right now, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Anything we do in here, we can just put on the website directly. But anyone who watches us or chills in the Discord that wants to do their own thing, and I mean a podcast, a video game, anything, even if it's
Cookbook.
completely unrelated to MintPotion, if it's done while you're watching us and sort of in our grasp, like, you still own all your ideas, but we want to be proud of it. Like, we want to like say, hey, like, that's one of our guys or gals doing their thing. Basically, link back to us and we'll hype you up.
I think I might be able to use UVs to help me get what I want out of this situation. Whoa, or can I? Apparently not.
All right. I've got to update Xcode before I can do this, because it can't compile its metal shaders, which essentially, if I believe correctly, it means it's mostly running unaccelerated. Like, a lot of things that are done in the GPU are being done on the CPU, unless you have metal installed, which is a new GUI layer, I think, that runs, I believe. I could be totally wrong about all of this, but that seems to be, I went through the same thing in Unity last night.
You talking about Metal?
Yeah.
So
Isn't that a
Metal-
GPU accelerator for GUI?
So Metal is Apple's version of like GL, basically.
Okay.
It's
So without it, I'm basically running in software mode.
or like really old GL.
Or old GL. Okay,
Yeah.
good. All right, I'm gonna update Xcode then. The beautiful thing about this process is that we can do it for you while we are working on other stuff.
But metal's supposed to be dope. I've never actually worked with it. Oh crap! Why did I? What is that? Oh, I pressed a weird. It's not a function key. It's like one of these weird Logitech G buttons. I don't.
Oh no! It's like starting Logitech Gamer Assistant profiling tool.
Right. I was like, what? What are you?
Scanning your entire hard drive file by file to see if any of them are Fallout 4. Scanning your entire hard drive file by file. It's like
It's looking for like preferences to see what DPI setting you want to use for like
yeah.
Dota 2.
Dude, I don't want to install Xcode on my main drive. No.
Gotta do it.
No.
I mean, you don't have to install it there, but
Yeah, but I do if I hit the install button.
what the? How is what the? How
Can you
is,
drag the icon as it's installing, like you can on like iOS into
I
a
don't
folder?
know.
I'm gonna try.
As it's installing?
Like yeah, if an icon is downloading like from the App Store, I think you could drag it into a folder and it'll still have the little hourglass thing as it's updating. Like iCode has that right now in my apps, so I think maybe I might be able to just move it onto my SSD.
Your optimism knows no bounds. I'm
No,
not sure.
Ben, it's not gonna work, but I'm gonna try it anyway.
I mean,
I'm not realistically expecting success with this.
Xcode, you know, it just like wants to take up a bunch of hard drive space.
Like so much hard drive space.
It's kind of frustrating. Not gonna lie. Crap.
It's xcode.app download. I'm not sure if I can just drag that somewhere and have it work.
Oh man, it's
Let's-
not even.
Let's find out because I can always restart it. It's gonna just like recreate it in the folder.
All right. So my theory is I can unscrew these faces by scaling them as a group. Just to make sure I don't have any of the weird stuff selected. Let's have a look. Cause this guy. Oh, it's so weird. Whatever. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna work it out, like Beyonce. Because you can see that these are all twisted. Like there's a loop here. What the shit is that? So like this part seems okay. I don't need that. It's the part afterward. I think we can do this. Where are you? Where are you? Holy cow. Okay.
No, that just appears to have crashed the App Store. All right, so lesson learned. Don't drag Xcode to a different drive while it's installing. This brought to you by Jake's Brilliance Corner, where the insights never stop flowing.
2 versus
Okay.
these. Aha! 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 Screw thee, fiends. Where else might there be stray vertices selected? There we go. Now we're playing with magic stuff. You, what are you doing? I've told you. If I have told you once, I have told you at least once, more than once.
Wow.
Code Schlong Pro.
Number Wang, light.
Ass generator for Xcode.
Xcode is cool if you're crazy.
I'm maybe a different flavor of crazy. I'm definitely crazy, but I don't think it's cool. I think it's a thing that I have to update. That's gonna have this installing grayed out thing forever because I deleted the app download thing. Oh, I'm so stupid.
It's I've never actually installed Unreal on a Mac.
I'm gonna have to reset my PRAM. This is how this is gonna end. It's like reset your system management controller to enable reinstalling Xcode.
Sure, buddy.
Oh no.
All right, so I'm messing with 5 edges. Count them: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I heard somebody say count them in the best context when I was in New York. It was like, there are 2 trains. You people need to stop messing around and get on this train. There are 2. Count them: 2 trains following this train. You need
That
to either
sounds-
get in or get off. Like, so good,
That's very like everyday New Yorkers.
so good.
They still kind of talk like carnival barkers when they need to get attention. It's
Right.
like, now step right up here and you can see.
Okay, so what's my channel editor? Apparently, this G5 button is F8 or something like that.
Oh no.
I don't know. It's over there. Point is, it works. Every time I press it, it works. That's a battle I'm willing to lose. You know?
Okay, Xcode is I found a way to find a progress bar. I have to go into the purchase tab,
Word.
even for free apps.
Can I maybe go global? As they say, world? Now we're talking. No, we're not. Common. Prevent negative scale. It's you. What the?
Xcode gonna give it to you. Nice. Power Dog comes through. Man, Power Dog's awesome. I freaking love all our people, man. We got the coolest people fooling around with us.
Oh, Glob. What is vertical, my fallow human power? You stop the strange talk of yours, Tamaki. Ho, ho, ho.
See, certain kind of person watches this stream is like, these guys are just jackasses. They're not doing anything, but they don't realize we're biding our time and just like, okay, you just wait, just watch and see what happens, and then something crazy happens, right? But you got to be there for it. You got to see it.
I mean,
That's why we got to edit it down to highlight reels. So if y'all want to get on highlights, if we ever say anything funny on stream accidentally, you can clip it into a highlight and then like send it to us, and we'll put it in a highlight reel, like Game Grumps style. You know,
I think you have to have like at least a certain duration in a video in order for it to, there has to be enough.
Just
funny
call
stuff.
out a time in the video.
Does this look like a butt?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Thought it was just me.
Nope, it's not just your butt. Everyone's looks like that,
All butts look like this.
more or less.
I'm okay with this.
Mine's not as smooth.
Hey.
Yeah, you need a greebling texture for Robbie.
It's a man's butt.
You need some particle effects coming out of it.
Yeah, please.
At the
Particle
moment, it looks
effects.
like a cod piece.
Fire,
The type of thing that you would put your fish into.
Bellagio fountain, whatever. Like, yeah, the whole thing looks kind of anatomical because of mesh smooth,
Yeah.
turbo smooth. Or
I was
whatever.
basically going for like the goose sack look.
Yeah.
And
You and every automaker these days, let me tell you.
telling you, man.
I
Over
come-
that goose.
I come from a Countach kind of world, man, where everything's just like a wedge of design.
Tell him.
Not this melting microwave looking shit. Back in my day,
We had microwave safe everything.
we did not give a shit about aerodynamics. We just wanted it to look cool.
Yes.
Like Star Wars cool.
All right.
That's be dope, as the kids say these days.
That's be dope.
That's be dope.
Yeah, Tamaki, whenever you want to make highlight reels of anything, the stupidest stuff you could find, us acting total fools, it's much appreciated. Because
I
it's something
would,
to show people where they're like, oh, that's what you guys do.
What do they do? Oh, they burn each other on level 5. Level 5 burn. My good dude.
We give the kind of burns that need trauma centers on site. On-site trauma center, like a cruise ship. You need the galley.
What is
right
up
in
with this geometry? All right, I am not satisfied. No, sir. No, sir.
And
There's a
we're not trying to get free
classic.
work out of you, Tamaki. We're like, we'll put, like, you put your name on it and everything. Like, you get all the credit for
That's right.
identifying the good moments of our streams anytime you can.
We will make somebody tweet that out for us.
Yeah, man, you got to get some exposure for your editing skills. No, that's a legit thing. Editing skills are real. So getting practice by editing highlight reels of something is.
It is
you know,
not stylish to sell exposure.
Here's a bunch of almost totally useless footage, and you made a gem out of it. Congrats! Like, you're actually a good editor at that point.
Every time somebody says, I'm sorry. What's the current meme of the week right now? Steamed hams?
Man, that's like
Steamed hams.
it's a couple weeks ago now. I don't
Jeez.
know what's new though. I only find out about it when it's a week at least old.
I only find out about it when I sign into Discord and look at Tamaki's meme lab on several servers.
Well, whatever meme is gonna come out next, I hope that we can help create it. unintentionally by being jackasses. Oh yeah.
All right, we're just gonna grow our happy little selection here.
I guess the rule for working with us on projects is don't, if it starts to feel like a job, stop doing it and do something else instead. If it's fun and you're doing it because it's like, holy crap, I got to do this, then by all means, like jump on the ship. But if you're doing something as like a favor to help people out, like don't feel obligated to, because it's just a big artist collective. We're just kind of putting things together when they come in from people and just putting them out into the world. Hopefully what will sell someday is software products we develop here internally.
Yeah.
What is that? A face? What is that? Do I want to know? What
Man.
is the?
Why don't I have this option?
It's you have the option to remain silent. Yeah.
Stupid. You're on a timeout now.
Oh, Sophie, this composer is Joseph Haydn. Late 18th century classical composer. Meaning 1700s. You know.
Ben's still cracking himself up in the background.
I don't even, what did he say?
The dumbest thing ever.
Good.
Just play it back on
Don't
the
even
clips.
click that as a highlight.
What is going on here? It's like all the faces are connected.
Hey, Jake, question.
Yo.
I saw a text message like a couple hours ago from you that you asked for the login password for Titler Live.
Yeah, I
Did
wanted
you
to
download Titler Live Pro?
No, I didn't, because I know it's not the official version that comes with Wirecast.
Okay.
So I wanted to get whatever special access you got to get into the back, like the social club or whatever you got to do to get their special software.
Uh-huh.
Like I just want to get in there and get it all so I can start making dumb lower thirds with this. That's
Okay.
all. That was over the weekend, so I'm already on to other stuff by now, but
Okay.
I want to loop back around onto that soon. And
I'll
like-
put the stuff on our secure save thing.
I'm just saying, if I got the opportunity to make a thing that's like special alert, Ben is a douche, and like I could just use those as my responses without saying a word at that point. So it behooves me to complete these lower thirds and transition graphics rapidly.
Okay. For some reason, I cannot make multiple playlists in this. It doesn't say that you can't do it in this version. Sorry. I'll let you guys do it.
What are you trying to playlist?
Well,
Trying to make more like tick overlay graphic.
yeah, so I can
things.
do more than just one thing.
Ah,
I can only do one at a time. That's boo. But you're supposed to be able to make playlists, and the option is not here. Not here in this version.
I would like for this. I mean, that looks okay. I don't even hate it. I'm mad at you.
3.41 out of 5.5 gigs. 20 minutes remaining. What?
20 minutes. 20 minutes.
It's 2018. How is that possible?
I mean, I'm gonna blame Elon Musk.
Sure.
You
Got it.
better. Nobody else is.
Gotta blame this guy. I think he's got a little bit too much love right now, and
You just got to take him down a notch.
you know, and it isn't even just because it's like, you know, whatever equivalent exchange, right? Like I'm not even trying to like I don't even hate the guy. Nothing against him, but dude, explain yourself.
A man who just made it to space can certainly understand that for every action there must be an equal and opposite reaction. So
Yeah, he's riding
you
the
got to
high.
push back against the high and just like punch him in the face for no good reason. Set the natural order of the universe right for once.
What is going on here? I'm just gonna discover my own geometry.
I would want to be punched in the face if I just went to space because, like, holy crap, punch me so I'm not dreaming. Right?
That's fair, yeah.
But I do honestly believe that, I don't mean to be disrespectful in any way, but I consider this the ultimate form of respect and the best practical joke ever played. Dude, that's David Bowie in that spacesuit. Come on.
David Bowie.
He's in there. He's not just, he's listening to his own song on the car radio forever in space for like billions of years.
Oh, okay.
He's the ambassador of culture from Earth, and I think anyone would be okay with that. Either him or Prince, right?
David Bowie though.
Yeah.
Have you
I think
ever-
he made a I think he made a pact with Elon Musk where they'd preserve him in cryostasis and put him in a spacesuit and launch him into space once Elon got there.
Okay, that's reasonable.
He had access to him. He could have come over at any time, and that's the kind of thing Elon would do. He's a bastard troll and the best. He's a magnificent bastard. I bet he would have done that, and I bet that's exactly who's up there in that empty spacesuit. Come on.
There's a spacesuit?
There's a spacesuit in the car, apparently, right?
I had no idea.
Isn't there, or is that just in the publicity photo? Isn't there a guy in the suit and an empty spacesuit in the driver's wheel?
Wait,
In the driver's seat?
this really happened? He put a car up there?
He put his own Tesla, his cherry red roadster, in space.
Did he really?
Yeah, I mean, but also to top as the cherry roadster on top. I believe that he actually agreed with David Bowie to put him in there and send him off to space in the ultimate Viking funeral that's ever been had on Earth.
That's kind of cool.
Like, think about it. If you could do that, wouldn't you?
Well, if you mean to do so, yeah.
Why all the David Bowie stuff as he's launching into space? It's not just symbolic.
Wait, what?
I think he made a pact with him. Like, they were playing, like, Major Tom. What were they playing? What were they playing in that thing? It wasn't Major Tom.
Really?
Yeah, it was... Oh, man.
I mean, you could be trolling me for all I know, man.
I could be, but I wouldn't on something like this. I think David's up there, right now, blaring music into space from a car. Like, he would have laughed his ass off at the idea and probably been like, all right, let's do it.
You've got a deal, Elon. That's my David Bowie impression. It's not very good.
Nah, man, it's nearly perfect. I was almost convinced. I was like, David, is that you? Back already. I wasn't expecting you for another 100 years, my friend.
Oh my goodness, what have you done today? Talk to me about that math. Math.
So what'd you do in school today? It's like, we actually learned, punk. You busta.
I know a lot of stuff now.
I learned math.
Oh.
Fuck with me now.
I learned all of math. I learned math.
I did, like, some calculus, like A and B.
I'm gonna send Sophie some calculus videos tomorrow. It's like every response is just gonna be just math homework related.
What if we, like, braid it up and call it maths?
Maths. That's right. But you can't math just one. I'm probably gonna scare her away. See, look, Tamaki loves math. He also loves
it's the best.
beef.
Who doesn't? Well,
India.
yeah. I was just thinking, like, literally billions of people don't. Well,
Maybe you know. I think that's I wonder what a more popular meat is. What I'm saying. Tamaki's being possessed by a demon.
I wouldn't want to appear vacuous
No.
when speaking of beef consumption.
I mean, this is why pho is in your top pho for soup.
Dude, not anymore, because pozole, man.
It's in your top pho.
It's the spot. It's the
Does
spot.
pozole really take more than 2 slots on your top 5 soups?
That's the thing. It has so many things in it that it has to by default. It can be 3 different types of soup depending on what vegetable configuration you've assembled for yourself, or whether or not there are tostadas crumbled up in it. Like, it's like breakfast cereal savory soup.
This is
at that
complicated.
point. Yeah, it can be many things to many people, but what it is to me is the best soup on earth.
What does Christmas mean to you?
It means this song here right now.
Oh. Is that
Listen
an
to it.
English horn?
Listen to these cadences. This is very Christmas-like, celebratory stuff. It makes me feel the way this song does.
This is like an unbelievable rumor of a song.
Yeah. You're like, but
Can you believe it?
What happened here? But let me tell you about this thing that happened. But first, wait, there's a thing hang on.
It's like the town is going crazy
Yeah.
because a mechanical piano is rumored to have been invented. No one's actually seen it. But somebody...
We heard one's coming through town next week.
That'd be a cool thing.
And they might even play a concert on it. And it's just Haydn. He's just standing there like, hey, what's up?
He's hiding inside the piano.
He's hiding inside the piano. Hiding in plain sight. No, man, we're not going to go here with the... Once we get going on band geek jokes,
that is such a good joke.
It's over. The day is spent once we get onto band geek jokes. I can't let myself go there today.
Do you know other languages? Tamaki, what's your hurry? And I know a tade.
Skosh
It's a lot.
Nihongo.
That's right.
Nihongo o skoshi wakarimasu.
Toy?
Oh, wakarai. I really like those weird Japanese, like, just like they're kind of like there isn't really like a pause there, right? It's not really a vocal pause, but it's like a substitute for a vocal pause.
Where is it used?
Like so, or like or sakosh, or like these kind of weird like.
Oh, you mean
this,
eto and ano?
yeah, like these
Like
these
eto,
weird
The
like,
us.
yeah.
It's an interjective. It's an
This is a kid's show, okay?
They had. I read an article recently, like talking about all the different ones from around the world. Like
Nice.
like it's like what did dogs say in other languages? It's like one of those things, but it's for people.
Right.
And it's like French. It would be EUH. So like
Yeah.
that's why all my French dudes are like I don't like. It's not. It's like just their natural way of going. I don't know. Fucking whatever.
Let's delete this edge. In Spanish, I think it's
Yeah. Or instead of
Oh, yeah, I say
it's
all the time.
Eh.
Yeah. You know what's up. You speak the languages.
Yeah, man.
Okay, I deleted this edge, and now I can still select all of these things. It's not what I wanted. It's okay, we're gonna go back into wireframe mode. Look at these happy little edges. We're just gonna...
I don't know what it is in Yiddish, what the word is supposed to be, because none of my family ever take any time to come up with a response.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah.
Just waiting for your turn to talk all the time.
Welcome to my life. Growing up in a family of lawyers, essentially, and teachers.
Mm.
And you know something else.
It sucks. You can't. Robbie knows all about it. He's got lawyers in the family. They're all talking big stuff all the time, and you feel like the dumbest one in the room all the time.
Mr. Big
I
Stuff.
don't feel like the dumbest person in the room
Man,
Well,
I
you
do.
wouldn't.
because I'm not paying attention.
Oh.
So then you're really the smartest one in the room.
Or the most bored, I guess.
Maybe, yeah.
Agreed.
When was recess?
What is going on?
Kinda.
Here? Hey, did you get milk?
I'm
didn't.
trying to follow along and I just fail because damn. My family's they're the kind that have like grammar arguments at the dinner table. Not grandma, grammar.
That's the Tyler Perry version.
Man.
Come on, that was
Okay.
right.
I feel like I was playing BMNG driving going straight on the road and then like one pebble just like and now I'm upside down like in slow motion.
I don't know. For some reason, I just got something against Tyler Perry, man.
I mean, a lot of people do because a lot of people don't. So a lot of people will,
What?
right?
What?
He's popular as shit, so he's going to have a lot of haters.
Yeah, maybe that's it. I don't know.
It's like Nickelback, dude. You're going to have a bunch of people hating on them just because they're famous without ever having heard one of their songs. It's like, you're the butt of a joke now. Ha
Yep.
ha ha.
Never made it as a wise man, indeed. We are discovering all kinds of special folds.
Yeah, I'm liking these folds right now. This is a manifold. It has many folds.
Ooh. Tell him.
Looks like the inside of a car door. You just need a handle on the flat side on the back, and like
Yeah.
the roller downer window thing.
Could also be like a
Crank.
shoulder pad of a thing. I don't know.
How could I of all people forget the word crank?
Remember, Jake, be like Tiger Woods.
No, that's No. Why would you tell me that advice?
I like this advice.
Oh God.
I'm not sure we have the same definition of Tiger Woods.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. You better walk that back. Let's back the truck up.
Oh, dang.
Do you mean a pro golfer?
Dude, no one's talking about Golf Story anymore.
Or man, but I didn't know that was a thing, so I couldn't talk about it in the I wasn't paying attention, so.
Oh, well, then you're the smartest guy in the room.
No, I feel like the dumbest
This
one.
is what our
it doesn't
conversation's about.
it doesn't help at all to not know something for me. I need to know more info. What is this golf story you speak of?
Golf Story is this crazy good golf RPG thing that came out like last fall on the Nintendo Switch. It's very good. It's like the Stardew Valley, except it's a golf game.
Is it made by
It is
Japanese
a solo
people?
guy. No, it's like some solo
Or
Australian kid.
is it's just some random rando who's mega talented? Okay.
Yeah, it's
I'm
pretty
on
good.
board. Good.
Anybody
That at least means
who's-
it won't be tone deaf if it's not translated by a professional team of
of Australians.
like business documentation translators that
No.
handle many RPGs. Apparently.
This is the. It's just the guy.
I mean, if it's like written in the language it's intended to be consumed in, it's always going to be a little bit less lost in translation.
Oh
So-
sure, Australian. It's written in Australian.
Which to me is as much the Queen's English as mine. So, hey,
Okay, I'm not gonna. I can't disagree with that. Really.
I know a lot of quite articulate Aussies. Oh man, all the menus. I'm looking at your cluster of radial menus. Just
If everything had radial menus, I probably would be the happiest dude on a computer.
oh god.
Because it's radial menus that have modifier
Yeah,
keys.
but look at that. Just seeing
I love it.
350 boxes pop up. It makes my testicles ascend into my body for support for protection. It just it unmans me instantly.
Sorry, bro.
It's just like an instant revulsion. I'm like,
How
ugh.
is that a face?
I'm like allergic to the
Oh,
sight
that's
of
bad.
that menu. Basically, what I'm saying is I'm too much of a damn scrub to use mine properly. So
Oh man,
I
it's
gotta
just,
nut up or shut up, basically.
second nature, man.
Oh man,
Oh God, why?
today wasn't the day, was it?
Why?
Today wasn't the day.
No, it wasn't.
Nope.
At
It's
least I don't
not.
think it was.
It's not shattered. It's just sick is all. It'll get better.
Well,
I
for
chipped
those
some of the
you
metal
who
off the
are
top.
Australian. I'm I'm finding the good geometry and expanding my selection so that all of these like micro folds are manageable. I'm just kind of pulling them apart. See, look, there's another face. All right, that's great. We're just gonna make sure that we don't have any faces inside other faces. It's me.
Just like real life.
No, I mean, can you imagine? That's like what
I
a cyst is, I think.
Right, I can imagine, and that's why I want to keep it far out of my geometry.
I think Tamaki is on.
That's all I
point
see
with
when I
this.
close my eyes, Ben. Faces inside other faces.
Dude. I respect that. I respect that.
It's like Gigas, but made of pizza instead. Pizza
Except
Gigas.
With steamed ham.
Gigas. However you say that weirdly translated name.
I'm thinking it's Gigas. I don't know.
I think so.
The only reason why I think that is because one rapper I worked with, like, used that as his opening line.
Yeah,
He-
especially if
He
you're
said,
like
"Crow
me,
summons me like Gigas."
enough of a weeb to know that the Japanese version was Giges or something like.
Oh, what if it's like some weird bad translation of Jesus?
I wouldn't put that past them at all.
I'm thinking Tamaki and I have the same Tiger Woods idea.
No, I think. No, see, now that Tamaki said it, I understand it. Yes, I do really need to be like Tiger Woods. Man, you have me quoted saying that, so you could you blackmail me with that.
I mean, what is going on? Retopo Bob over here. We're retopoing. Oh, I see. Here's another problem area. Let's zoom in for more detail.
Top of the morning to ya.
Oh, look at this. Look at this cluster screw. Yeah, we're gonna fix that.
That's what we call a hub, if I remember correctly,
A hub?
where there's multiple edges, like more than like a wheel, where there's like a whole bunch of lines coming out of one point,
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's a reasonable
like
term.
a spider web.
Okay. I forgot what we called it. An N-gon, T-faces, or whatever. Something that essentially in school it's like, that is illegal.
Yeah, a fuck up basically.
That is illegal. Your face count, that is a six-sided face, my friend. That is not legal.
You're not legal.
That's what I'm saying. I'm barely legal. Ooh.
Wow.
All right, I got Xcode installed.
Good.
And wow.
I'm gonna start Epic Games Launcher again.
If all I gotta do is, you know what? Out of context, like Epic Games Launcher is a pretty rowdy like term. Like, oh, dude, this game launcher.
Why do it? It's like Steam, but only for Unreal Engine.
Hey, you
I
can
guess
play.
you can
You can
also-
play Unreal Tournament from it.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. Let's play Unreal Tournament.
I guess it's not much different than launching your creative software, like Game Maker or whatever, out of Steam. That's a valid choice for people.
Like Game Maker is a pretty like low profile name, right? It's not like Epic Game Maker,
Right.
you know?
Well, I guess this does take about as many resources to run as your average game times like 5 because it's
Oh,
doing
yeah.
all this overhead. So
It's a nightmare. Epic games take a lot of resources. Epic RAM.
okay, it's working, and Xcode installed on this Mac is too old to be used for metal shader compilations.
That's right, baby. You gotta update Xcode.
Still, I just did. Oh no.
It's okay. You can also disable metal shaders.
Yeah,
though
but
it's not gonna help your computer.
yeah, I'm guessing it's not going to be very productive. All right, so let me exit again, try to update this manually if there's a way. Or maybe it's just out of sync and it doesn't work. Maybe they're just, that's their subtle commentary saying, get with it, Apple. Like,
Oh, possibly. It could also be like, yeah.
just no Mac supports it right now because metal.
I don't
Not
even
metal
think.
enough.
I don't even think Apple supports metal. Like, they've made it and stuff, but it just doesn't seem like they care about it. Like it's one of those.
I don't know, man.
It's one of those things. They're like, we wish it worked. I wish it's like Vulkan, except Vulkan worked.
I don't
Right.
know or care about it enough to speculate. I just want it to work. Like everything else in their ecosystem is supposed to. Like it just needs to get out of the way and do its thing. Like if I never speak the word Coco talking about a computer
What?
technology ever again.
Coco.
Yeah, like their old drawing routines,
Like,
like Mac Coco. Like I don't necessarily care.
sounds a little more embittered than me. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, let's just hope that they have their stuff together. I mean, like Swift is a great looking tool, man. Like their scripting language, shit's nice.
Hang on, Xcode.
Geometry. By the way, there is a Game Maker Studio 2. It's like $100. I'm waiting for the Humble Bundle to come out where I can get like $1,500 of extensions for $10 and not use them like I did with Game Maker Studio 1.
It's like you get the fashion pack, bows and hats. And I'm like, cool, I'm making a dog simulator.
Dogs.
I guess I could use those, but I need to like custom shape them to fit the dogs. Like they always give you the useless stuff that you don't necessarily want to ever use. I have a lot of free synth presets that I'm never gonna touch.
Yeah.
900 reactor items. It's like cool, but I'm not sure if that's worth a $300 upgrade to just get a whole bunch of reactor synths that I'm never gonna load.
I love Reactor and hate it for the same reason. It's the only VST that I use that by itself can take up 60% of any CPU.
Yeah, but that's just running a normal Moog synthesizer. Like, it's
Right.
very not conducive to doing daily stuff in, unless you're just messing around in that one synth.
Right. And if you're like, if you bounce it out, that's one thing, make
Right.
you some good audio. Like it's high quality
Yeah, it did
stuff.
thunder sounds in there.
Yeah.
It's like, there is a lot of interesting synthesis modules that it has, but a lot of them are like academic at best. I only use Reactor to make stuff, not to like use other people's synths.
Oh man.
I have a billion synths already.
I have a billion sins.
All right, Xcode appears to be
Totally fine. Yes.
totally fine.
I'm just sorry.
Well, I think I had to start it up before it would install whatever extensions this is relying upon. I will try to
What
reboot if
the-
it doesn't work this time.
You are tripping. Oh, I see. You are not dripping.
Dripping. I'm dripping
You are dripping
with utter dankness.
with buttered.
buttered baked mix.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Now, look what we have here. I think there's only one more problem section on this map, too. Okay. Moving right along. Show me the way. There we go.
Show me the way.
All right.
I know how to trigger Ravi. It's great. It's great.
Have a day.
I need some vertex magic. Tex? Oh, no, not that one. This one.
Nice
Yeah.
shooting.
Yeehaw.
All right, I'm gonna reboot because maybe it needs to know that there's new X code somehow in the system
Sweet.
because it's updated to the latest version and it's still giving me that gripe. I could probably just Google it and find out in about a minute. So I think I'm gonna do that.
But the struggle, man. The struggle. It's so worth the struggle. No, it's not.
Not at all.
We used to do that. We used to fuss with tools. You know why? Because there wasn't a thing you can... Like, Google wasn't a thing. You fuss with tools and ask people online who go, what the heck even is that? You're like, dude, it's Bryce 5. The manual.
It's Kai's Power Tools, man. All the cool kids have this on a floppy disk.
And that's why I like, oh, so he's having difficult with the French. You gotta practice your French, man. What do you use for your French tools? Aren't they French like in Discord? Like
Yeah.
Cesc
Yeah, there's
and,
hella French people.
in Maleficat?
There's Quebecois as well.
Yeah, man.
We got a lot of francophones up in this.
Get up in the Franks.
Bones.
Franc? Francois?
Franc?
Is there a Francois up in this?
Go.
No, I need this button. I gotta press this button and then that button. This is so great. How do you keep your head on straight with all of these lines pointing you every which way?
It's
How
like
about wireframe on shaded? Can I-
infinite perspective.
I'm a big fan of the wireframe view. It makes me look really smart. How does that guy navigate?
Yeah, it
all
looks
this?
like a 90s documentary on like, here's
It's
how
like-
they made the dinosaurs. It's like
It's like the
9
web.
billion. I don't think anyone understood what all that geometry was by looking at it. It's like
Yeah.
like everyone can see the matrix in a mod tracker, but I don't think anyone could fluently sight read notation. Maybe Wave. Maybe that one guy who's a mutant, but I think it's not a common thing.
I'd say that's a pretty cool handle though.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Like-
the original.
You gotta, you know what I'm saying?
That's like the Matrix handle, like Wave. And his real name is Tel, which just sounds just futuristic by itself, even though it's probably old school Dutch.
What's going on here?
Speaking of old school Dutch, I gotta get Unreal.
Oh goodness.
I
We
gotta
should
get
have
Unreal working.
we should have Discord conspiracies. I think this is true.
I like it. Like feuds.
Yeah, definitely.
Project files not associated with Unreal Engine. Would you like to associate them now?
Sure, maybe.
I'm not sure. Maybe I want to open my UProject file up in a sound font editor or something.
That'd be neat.
No.
Open it up with VS Code. Just like a bunch of weird hex
It's just a text file that just has a project name in it. That's all it is.
jerks.
All right, launch Unreal Engine 4.18.3.
It's time.
It's time. I did this before I even got my NDI up and running, just in case there's some kind of hitch that's catching on.
It's time.
Anything gonna happen? What? We're gonna select. It's like selecting vertexes, just like they were text. It's a miracle.
It's gonna work, and it's gonna be like, enjoy using your dual Fire GL graphics cards at 5 frames per second.
Probably.
You know.
Oh, you have to pull down. Use your assembler login stuff to pull down the 7.
Xcode installed on this Mac is too old. All right, Google time. F it, I'm done.
You know, I thought you were so close there for a second.
Xcode, so did I. This Mac, Unreal. All right, let's go.
It's like step 1: do not use Unreal on Mac OS X.
No.
We'll probably just ask Andrew, or it's the one time when I'm like, oh, Andrew would know this, and then he's like, I don't fucking know, just Google it.
He just built himself a new machine for this express purpose.
Changing to Metal 1.2. There's currently a conflict between NVIDIA's drivers and Metal that caused widespread crashing when 4.17 was released. That conflict is currently being investigated, and we do not have any information yet on when it may be resolved.
You don't have an NVIDIA card, I thought.
Yeah, but... good point. Well, shit. It's something else then.
Maybe it is metal. It is probably just metal in general.
Metal.
It's
Just-
meddling with your progress.
Yeah, it is. 4.18. I just want to know what the difference is in performance. If it's truly vast, or if it's just like, who cares? If it's who cares, I'm going to disable the whole thing. Let's see.
I will run the game engine in plastic mode. I really need to just remove a lot of these faces and simplify a lot of these edges. Because I'm looking at some of this like, oh, I'm just going to be here all week doing that. I don't want to do that. So maybe that's what we'll do right now. Okay, folks.
What are you up to, Robbie?
You know, I'm taking a little bit of break and hanging out at Santa Monica Pier right now.
That's pretty awesome. Hang on, let me get my thing up so I can see.
Get your thing up.
Monitor. Am I using an outdated version of Xcode?
Let's figure out. Maybe it's exactly what we were thinking it is. We're gonna just, what the? No. Okay, we're good. We're going. What are you? Who are you? What the crap? There are 2 rings. They seem to diverge. Okay. Interesting. It's not the most effective maneuver. New theory. T-Mad is actually Ben Franklin.
I would believe that. The reincarnation of like the Dalai Lama, but with Ben Franklin instead. He could convince me of that readily.
You
I would
know,
believe it.
Ben
he could
Franklin
probably run for office and win too, though.
knows
So-
a lot of French.
True. The similarities are striking.
T-Mad might actually be Ben Franklin.
All right. I need to go to locations. Preferences and then locations.
What?
Of course it's out of date advice, so the locations view doesn't exist anymore. Yo.
What the crap? I look upon this land of turtles and cheese. And we're just...
Choitles and cheese.
Yeah. Okay.
Even searching for locations doesn't have any.
Interesting. Yep. Non-destructive, destructive behaviors. It's not that funny.
Unreal Editor command.
Okay. Gotta say, it is pretty interesting. I'm gonna just, ooh, the answer has come. What the? What? This is, oh, they're not connected. Uh-huh.
What? Talk to us.
I'm just looking at this edge right here. It's actually a border edge, but it's not impossible to tell. I can see now. what's going on here. I should be able to move that without affecting a lot of stuff. Good, good, good. Okay, there's the answer. Just almost done cleaning this up, thinking like, what is up with this mesh, man?
Oh God!
And
All right,
then
I figured it out.
you figured
Command
it.
line tools. All
Oh,
right,
good.
you got to go into Xcode. Go into locations in there, and set command line tools to Xcode, even from within Xcode,
What?
because it's not set like that by default. There's nothing there by default, so it doesn't even see to the system that you even have Xcode installed at all.
That's weird too.
Yeah. But it's a mistake I will only make once.
You fool.
You fool.
See, I need to watch that again. That would be satisfying.
Let's go. Come on. Work.
Oh, just a little bit salty.
Yeah, no error message. Compiling shaders.
Take that, technology.
Eat my nuts, technology.
All right.
Side scroller. Vehicle.
Sweet.
Twin stick shooter. Top down third person 2D side scroller. Okay, cool. I have all the tutorials ready here. But I'm not going to do them because we need to make a VR musical. And we will.
Hello.
Hi.
What are your thoughts on global?
Hello, Franklin Detection Agency. Yeah, Mr. Franklin's not here, pal. What do you want? I should give him a message?
Terry Tips.
Yeah, I'll tell him you called, bud.
um,
Slam down the phone.
they have coffee in a can, and that usually has milk in it. My thoughts on the global epidemic of canned milk. Global epidemic. I think we're only beginning to scratch the surface of the canned milk issue.
Okay, so Ben, on that note,
Yo,
speaking of canned milk,
seriously?
can we get SVN going on my machine so that I can download the project that you've created?
Yeah, dude, you just open up a project, man.
What do you mean?
So you need to clone that. You can link it up through. All right, let me save my work. And
Where
show
is
you
I
what
need the
did.
creds. I need to get
Yeah,
into
yeah.
the SVN.
Don't you have them? Your assembler creds?
Oh, my own account?
Yeah, the one that you use to log into the repo. That's gonna be the information you use to log in.
Yeah, but I don't. You set it up. Did you give me an account on it?
Yeah,
Do I have those creds?
you should
Can you give them to me again?
possibly.
Ah. Because I don't have them on me.
Okay.
I don't know where they were given to me, and so I don't recall that happening. So I can't log in. I'm just a useless shell of a man.
All right. Well, let me investigate here. First things first. Let's let's toy with reality.
Indeed.
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Postman. Can't you see?
It's the rule of threes, Tamaki. I'm trying to totally change the subject from something 3 times today. That's how comedy works.
I'm going to.
Speaking of comedy,
What?
where are we at on this SVN installation?
Well, the SVN works fine.
See? But
Let's do something hilarious.
I'm gonna get tortoise. Is that a good idea?
No.
What is the new hotness for SVN?
And I will not be able to hear you over my headset for a second as I go check my other machine for your creds.
Word to the creds. I came to grow dreads.
Way, yay, Mr. Monkey Man. Monkey,
It's
monkey.
time to talk about
monkey
Ben some more. How he's got a big butt and more. All right, so in the meantime, I'm going to be installing. So wait, he didn't tell me what the new hotness was if it isn't tortoise. Chat, what's the new hotness for SVN? What is everyone using on the Mac? Somebody's got to know.
I am hating PlayStation right now.
Why is that? What's up?
Dude, it keeps telling me to please reconnect controller, and there's controllers that are connected.
Is it Smart SVN? I bet it is. I'm going to go ahead with Smart SVN. If that turns out to be the bad choice, then I'll install something else. Is this payware, though? It's probably payware. Purchase. What is the restriction on the free version? Including Magnet SVN. Ugh. Integration for Word and Excel on Windows. All right. I don't see any.
All right, Cesar Chavez. So you got one mission.
Yo.
Your MintPotion email has instructions to acquire new assembler credentials.
Fantastic.
Um,
Am I choosing correctly in installing Smart SVN?
you don't need to install an SVN client. It's
It's built into
it's
Unreal.
built into Unreal.
Yeah, but I want to anyway, just so I can check out the project and like from my phone, for example.
That's fine. You just
Like-
need the same credentials. It'll work anywhere.
Right. I'm just wondering what the new hotness is for SVN clients on Mac,
Yeah.
because it seems to be Smart SVN, and I'm trying to confirm if that's the best one to get.
I mean, that's going to take a lot more Googling.
Maybe
meantime, let's see what
maybe
Robbie's doing.
30 seconds more Googling. Hang on.
What was that?
Look at, hey, look at. What do you see here?
I don't know. You should reconnect your controller.
Dude, this is the 5th time that's happened to me. I
Yeah.
have to keep turning it off and turning it back on.
You should just plug it in, man.
I did.
And it's
That's how this one's hooked up now. This one
Wait.
was the other one that was hooked up. I got 2.
and neither of them work. Are you using that weird PlayStation stream thing?
So watch. Let's go in there now.
Yeah. This is weird. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
think I'm like Sophie or something,
You might be Sophie.
but not on this game.
You're logged in.
Are you sure she was logged in under
Oh
her
my god, I'm just gonna
own
redo it all over again.
PlayStation
Sweet.
account?
Hey, Mr. Postman.
Ba-da-ba-da boom, 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 boom. Okay.
Hey, wait, where did our hiding go?
I
Oh, I rebooted.
no.
No. Hang on. Joseph, I'm coming for you.
Joseph.
Joseph.
I'm coming for you.
There you go. Thank you. Much better.
Results.
I
Your
was like,
mileage
wait a
may
minute,
vary.
It's quiet. Too quiet.
Ah, yes. Back to the toenail I was working on. Oh, this is nice. La 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 la. Hey, keep it cool over there. Dun, 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 dun.
Beautiful.
Is your game working yet?
I have Assembler. So just my Assembler creds get me into SVN via Unreal?
You should have like your username and
yeah,
password.
The repository
Yeah,
is a separate thing. Okay, cool.
and then like the name of the space.
The space. I got the space.
Yeah,
I'm in space.
it's just like an Assembler link. Once you're logged into Assembler, you can get the SVN link, and then it'll ask you for your username and password. And I think that's it.
Wait a minute. Instructions.
All right. Somehow my UVs have been repaired. Except for this section right here, which makes me angry. I think I know how this happened. So I
Right.
can avoid it in the future. Huh? Hi. Hello.
Got my repository.
Ben, do you keep
Oh,
switching
yeah.
to ME?
Wait, yes.
That's you who keeps doing that.
Isn't that cool?
It's like switching on its own somehow. Through
Well, I
the
didn't know if you were
magic
getting up
of
and actually pressing it.
Oh no, I can do it from my phone.
through the magic of
Through the phone.
Ben.
Yeah.
Ooh, how are we doing it through the phone?
VNC.
So we have VNC and TeamViewer running at the same time?
Yes.
Not for long. You're gonna use TeamViewer on the phone. If it doesn't exist, you're gonna use TeamViewer on something else because VNC is tremendously expensive to run.
What do you mean?
It sucks up CPU and graphics, especially at the same time as using TeamViewer.
Oh.
I spent the past 3 weeks talking about how shit VNC is, so we'll set up TeamViewer for sure.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's not TeamViewer for a phone. Let's see.
What the crap?
What the snack?
Well, you know,
You ever,
Yeah.
you ever had a crap snack?
It's super is on the App Store, so
that's cool.
I'd say get it.
Dun,
Please.
dun, 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 dun.
Team Viewer.
VNC is like the Antichrist. It works when it wants to, and then it ruins your world.
There it is.
Dun, 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 dun. The new hot to test is around 84 degrees. And that's it. I totally missed like the rest of that conversation, but
So wait, do I have to start a project and then download the repository, or can I just start? Like, I don't have any.
in Discord there are a bunch of links that will integrate you into that process. If you go into our NuRen dev, there are a series of links that are posted near the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm so close to being there. I just need to like get to the point where I can have an SVN
You might be able to just
check out.
start with a blank project and pull that down.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that before I start researching it. If there's a quick way to just get this last part done instead of learning from the start about it.
Check out these links, dude.
And I want to read the links later, but I want to get the project checking out if there's not many blocking issues before I do that.
Okay.
Is there anything that I have to do first in setup,
Not really.
or can I just pull the project?
You should be able to just pull it.
'Kay.
You probably just clone it from the website.
Well, I mean through Unreal.
I'm not sure. Because I uploaded it from this computer. Like, I know you have to pull the blank repo first and then upload, like, the updated files. But starting from your end...
I just want to know how to get Unreal to check out a project through, let's see,
So, yeah, on the top there...
connect to source control.
yeah.
Subversion, repository, username. What was it? It's my account name on Assembla.
Doodle-doo-doo. Butts, 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 butts.
Butts.
It's a beautiful song about butts.
Mozart wrote one of those as well.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one. That guy had like that. That's like if that's what like the humor at the time was though. Like I'm so glad those people are dead. Because that was just lame. You're looking back at it, but you know that could also have been the foundation. Like we wouldn't have today's comedy if it wasn't for "Lick My Ass."
Man, Lick My Ass is the best song.
You know what's messed up though? Like that came back in the form of Papa Smurf hundreds of years later.
Man, it lied to me about where to go.
Oh wow, yeah. That's
Can't.
the same as mine.
I don't get a repository.
I like
There's
that you
no-
have to use the mouse.
Yeah.
I wish you could just tap it.
Oh, if you press Control L, then all you have to do is tap it, right? If you have it in auto live mode.
Control L?
Yeah, watch.
What are you on?
So let me show you.
Was that TeamViewer already?
So I go into keyboard mode, and then I press Apple L, and what it does is it turns on this little dude, right? Like I want that guy to turn red. Are you also controlling this thing? Did you disable me, Ravi?
Probably.
You're a jerk. Did it disappear? He totally did. I'm just kidding. It's fine. Everything's fine. So let's see.
Get
what
on the
this guy's
TeamViewer bandwagon, man.
bandwagon. Like you were literally there. So now that works, right? And so now you can just pick another scene. And there you go. Any questions?
Oh, he's hooked back up.
Yay! Robbie figured it out.
Do I have to use an @ or something in the username for source control login? Have you successfully checked out the project in Unreal?
Yeah.
Okay, can you pull up your screen and show me
Sure.
what creds you got put in where?
I will.
Did you seriously just put on auto live?
You were asking how that works. This is how that works.
I didn't ask you about the auto live. How the auto live works.
This is how you seriously have to. You just click. It's blam, bliggity blam.
Sometimes I'm not sure what the next ME is, man. I need to preview it first before I send it.
I'm just changing the camera layouts.
What
that
if
are
it's your
already pre-existing.
butthole?
Turn
and
it
you, like,
off.
What if it's the next shot is your butthole and you accidentally put that on the screen?
That's your problem.
Is it? I think
Yes.
that would be the world's problem.
My butthole is the world's problem.
You got the butthole world in your hands.
Turn off auto live. Don't make me get up and go do it on the computer.
Oh, I can do it from here. Yeah, hold on a second. So what you do?
Let me see how cool VNC is.
All right, can you see that button, right? All right, cool. How is that? Are we
Nobody
good?
can see. Nobody can see your stuff, dude. I don't know why you keep saying, "Can you see this button?"
I'm talking to you because I know you can see it.
No,
I can't.
Look, it's off. Oh, now it's back on. Oh, look, it's off.
Nope.
No, I don't see
no,
anything.
it's still on.
Now
I don't
it's
have a
off.
screen.
It's still on
Oh
my
my gosh,
screen.
we could messing with my
Now
thing.
it's off.
Thanks, man. All right, let's continue. Apparently,
New
there's an
version of
update.
the Oh
No, it's the Epic Games launcher.
You made the gigantic mistake of opening the software.
I know. It's
Now
okay.
you gotta wait.
We're just updating the Epic Games launcher. We have to change our HTML viewer so that it supports WebM4.
Man, I'm gonna whatever Epic is selling, I'm gonna buy because those guys are amazing.
I just think that they're just daring. Like
Right.
if you work with like a 6 billion line code base from 1992, like
And you keep it fly and you keep
gosh.
it modern enough for like nerds to want to use it. It's pretty respectable.
it's open source now.
What?
Yeah.
The whole thing?
Yeah, you can make any modification you want to Unreal Engine.
Holy cats.
And dogs.
That's just straight up a corporation being forward thinking.
It's amazing how much this engine has changed since the beta. When after the beta they opened it up, they're like, oh, we're gonna charge this much a month for it. Oh, just kidding. Ha ha ha.
Okay, so
What's up?
let's see your project. I want to see how your SVN set up.
So I have a 418 project of NuRen.
And you started with a blank project and then checked it out?
I checked out a blank project and then uploaded an empty project. So it's just the framework for an Unreal project. Do. So now we are loading it.
I kind of just wish there was a way to check out the project from the start screen, instead of having to create a blank one.
I
It's-
mean,
it
you
feels like you don't get the
shouldn't have to
full-
do that.
You don't get the full file menu until you start a project.
It's like you may as well duplicate it and then link this project with that thing. Does that make sense?
Well, I'd rather not start with my own project on my end if it's just going to get overwritten. Like, is there any way to check it out from the start? Regardless, let me see.
You should check those links in the NuRen Discord.
Yeah, I'm not going to go there and read that stuff until I know there's a way. There's no way that somebody can walk me through it right now.
Cool. So yeah.
Trunk is the labels directory. All right.
And then I have my password.
Hang on. Let me just look at your subversion.assembler. Oh, see, that's totally not what it said to do in the little instruction thing they gave me.
Oh, I see.
They gave me this whole thing with the complicated URL with SVN MintPotion /MintPotion for space NuRen.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just gonna copy yours.
Do it.
SVN SSH. Wait, let me maximize real quick so I can actually see what's on your screen. That's the nice thing about doing this stream is that we can see each other's screens and not have to walk back and forth throughout the building. It's beautiful. All right, what does that first part say though? It's SVN plus SSH.
Yeah, and then it's like,
Yep.
:/ and it's just using your Assembler login to get into the Subversion repo that's on Assembler.
Yep.
That's all it's doing.
It says source control is disabled. Failed to connect to source control. Check your settings and connection and then try again. Let's see if perhaps my settings are not set to source control.
So now I'm like linked up, right? And I can go here and be like, oh, source control, I'm gonna check out my naked level. Dope. And then maybe I want to open the naked level. And so now you can't work on the naked level because I'm working on the naked level. Oh man, that's weird. What is going on up in here with Samaki and Sophie MintPotion? I don't want to know. Smooth as eggs. The margins are looking pretty good though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about profitability. Oh, this is a very, very dark level. All right. Anyway, this is
Ah, that's why. There's no HTTPS in there. SVN plus SSH. Ah, failed to connect. All right.
Should I bring up that interface again so you
Says
can
users
inspect
vert documents Unreal projects. My project is not a working copy. So
Ah.
I need to get the SVN thing before I can connect it. I don't think you can just download the entire repository. You have to have it on your machine first.
Okay.
In other words, you may need the client. I may be wrong, and you can just check out it.
You might be able to just download the trunk and then link that.
I'm convinced I can, but I was thinking that you can check out an entire project from within Unreal.
Right. I wish
But
that were the case, but
I
I
can get
wasn't
that
sure.
through Smart SVN.
Okay.
And then I can connect it through there.
Okay.
Let's see. Check out project from repository. Repository.
La 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 la. Steam VR. You suck. Da 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 da. Where was I? I need to stand up for a minute.
Turning off that thing that Robbie wanted you to turn off.
What thing?
Auto live.
I already turned it off.
Okay, awesome. I'm just trying to narc on you. Don't worry.
What are you guys doing every time? I just want
Stop being a whip. Go outside.
I help in recent projects.
Local to Home projects root. Yeah, that looks good. Wait. Home
Skillet.
projects.
Skillet.
Yeah, good. Checking out the files now. Gonna be a while now.
Gonna be a while now.
Could be very quick now.
Could be very quick now.
I don't know what Ben's done. I don't know what's in this one.
Ben might be a fucking bum.
It's likelier he's the fucking one. Like the yo. The guy with the gun.
Guy with a gun.
Looks like that's it. Project is checked out. I'm gonna open it and see what happens.
What the hell did he do?
Oh yeah, here's the thing now. Uh-oh, it's still checking out. Man, now I can tell when the violins are playing G's because the sound of the open string is so different.
What the heck did he do to the stream?
What's up?
He pressed something where it's like, I got all...
Is Ben with us? Did he leave?
I mean, he went outside. I don't know what the heck's happening. But the preview screen... Hold on, I gotta go in the other room. Hold on. I don't know what the heck he did, man.
I'm telling you. VNC.
He's probably VNC.
But as you can VNC, we learn by doing. and by trying. By not laughing at each other until after we've tried the thing, and not before. 196 entries. What is this? Freaking PlayStation game? Cut stone n.ua asset. All the textures. Starter content packs. $212 entries. Did you figure it out, Robbie? Eto
Kind of.
sorta.
It's like I've got. I don't know, man. I don't know what he did.
Ben Magic Dog.
I know it's like his thing messed here, so I gotta like shut
Circuit
down
bending.
here. Sick of bending it.
I prefer to call what I do less of a circuit bend and more of a circuit jerk. I'm circuit jerking. Sorry, I'm exceedingly boring everyone. I'm downloading and installing our project. We configured Unreal successfully on this new machine with a brand new fresh project that we're going to put all our existing stuff and new stuff into, just to make sure that it's up to date with the latest and greatest in Unreal technology. Because, you know, if you don't keep your project with the same version and then they upgrade it, you can't just run new Unreal with your old project. You got to convert everything. And we're so many versions back that we might as well just start fresh and put everything back in again. So that's what I'm doing.
I agree with that, more or less.
Yeah.
It has come.
I'm
to be
checking out
time.
245 entries.
And that's basically standard assets and
Yeah,
crap.
starter content.
Yep.
I saw metal copper,
Yeah,
metal gold.
gotta use those templates, man.
All that glitters is rust.
All that glitters is not rust. It's rust too.
All that glitters is I-beams off the coast of whatever. I totally lost the quote now. Fuck.
It's all right.
Somebody will get me on it. Nico, you're going swimming, my cousin. I like how it turns into Subnautica underwater. It's like
This is weird. Like,
all the colors underwater to encourage you to go scuba diving, which like exactly nobody ever does.
Well, I'm gonna do it.
We should do like a life aquatic machinima. It's like
go on.
where we just go deep sea diving in GTA as like an expedition force. I bet there's already a YouTube series of like scuba of Grand Theft Auto with like S period, C period, U period, you know, proper.
Sure.
We're licensed instructors who go on our weekends and go clam whatever diving.
Clam diving.
It's a clam diggity.
Clam diggity.
So it got 5
Gotta
million,
bag 'em,
5
bag 'em up.
million subscribers on YouTube. It's the Clam Divers Club. We're like a motorcycle gang, except we just go and look at corals. Sorta.
Isn't this majestic?
Yeah. It's like, here's a fire coral.
This is the 5th time I've done this mission because it doesn't save properly.
Oh, is this the one where you go through the Venice Beach thing on the jet skis?
Yep.
Fucking this mission. Dude, I did this at least like 20 times before getting it. This is
Well,
one of
no,
those
I get it every
unfairly hard missions.
I get it every time. It's just it doesn't save. It's not saving properly.
But look at you, Mr. Badass. It took me 20 times to finish this.
Watch this first time.
Fuck, man. I suck at jet
Watch
skis.
this. Boom. Here we go.
She always got shot to death while I was trying to run away. It's like, you shot my daughter. I failed the mission, I guess. I'm going to go back to the beach now and buy a hot dog. Like, whoa.
Let's see here. Oh yeah.
Does that green check mark mean it's finished? I think so. It no longer has the Netflix now buffering like icon, and now it's a green check mark. Leads me to believe it might actually be finished.
Are you prepared for the green check mark?
Not entirely, but let's launch in it.
Mission failed.
Are you kidding me?
Michael
The
died.
one time I talked smack about this and that happened?
Like,
Oh,
watch this. I'm like, whatever. Lance
two
Vance
times,
dance.
dude. 2 times. Watch
Fucking
this.
GTA noob over here.
That's crap.
Mm.
All right. Let's have a look at new project. My
Yeah.
project dot new project.
My project.new project. It's there. It's so close to there. Wait. I like how I have home nutsack. Projects.
You gotta be really careful
NuRen.
with that username there.
NuRen.
New nutsack. Who dis? New nutsack. Who is this?
Let's see.
I would like to select
Trunk.
containing. fig.
NuRen.u project. Am I correct? Trunk.
That is the master of the project.
An elephant never forgets.
Trunk is the main Dookie Stain.
It's where we keep the booze.
To contain faces. Oh crap, I messed up.
And the bodies of our enemies.
Okay.
It's a chair.
That's right.
Is that NuRen?
No, that's the first. That's the first level.
Now, am I looking at NuRen right now?
Is there a naked level in there? Yes, there is. That is the
where
NuRen
is that?
project. In the bottom, your content inspector or whatever the heck that is, content browser, the bottom of your screen. There's
Oh,
another
yes, yes.
level called
Naked.
naked. That is proof that you have the trunk.
Perfect. It's a dark level.
Yeah, there's nothing in it.
Perfect. Let's put something in it.
Okay.
What do we put in it first to make this? I would imagine we would import level geometry, had we any.
Depends on which way you want to go there.
How shall we white box it?
What I would do if I were you is make a new level
Right.
that wasn't blank. So,
What should it contain by default?
like a skybox or something.
Perhaps we should consult with Andrew on this matter to have a standard level loadout that I don't have to import anything later into that's just right for what we need. Is that covered in those documents specific to us?
What do you mean?
Like what to have in the levels to interface with his low graph stuff?
No, because that stuff isn't imported yet.
Yeah, but is there anything we need to be aware of before we set up, like structuring the project wise,
Not necessarily that I'm aware of.
that you're aware of, or can you confirm that there's nothing and we can
I
just
think
do
I
whatever?
told you it's that I'm aware of.
Right. We should definitely get with Andrew then and figure out if there's anything that we should be aware of
Okay.
before we just go making a bunch of levels for each part of the show. Because
Well, the
it's
low
been a
graph-
while
right.
since the last time we had to set these up, and we only had to set one up, and it had a whole bunch of stuff specific to how he needed it to be,
Right.
with lighting and with material settings and all kinds of config stuff for the project.
Right. So that, I mean, is going to interface largely with like whatever cinematic editor we're using.
Mm-hmm.
And
How about VR?
how about it?
Can we put goggles on, put a cube in here, and put goggles on and see it in VR? Does it preview that way?
I'm pretty sure if you under the play button there's a menu,
Mm-hmm.
and under the launch button there's a menu, and one of them might have a VR option.
VR preview.
So there's that.
Yummy.
Um,
That's cool looking. All right.
so we can figure out what exactly that process takes.
Because I want to get white boxes to Andrew that have pretty much all the stuff we're gonna need in that level, and we just put it together with the MIDI files,
Okay.
basically. Like that's all. Like he's got everything related to like mesh generation and parameter changing and stuff like that. We don't need to do any of that stuff through, not Matinee. What is the new thing?
Blueprints.
No. The replacement for Matinee.
It's like cinema editor or something. It says right there in the top next to blueprints. It's cinematics.
Cinematics. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's the new matinee.
Sequencer. It's sequence, right?
Right. Master sequence, level sequence.
I think sequence is what the tool is called,
Okay.
the editor, or sequencer, something like that.
Uh-huh.
The new sequencer is what I hear people talking about. All right, so yeah, basically stuff like that we're not gonna have to do like hard coded into time because we can put in a MIDI file that contains messages to act on things like changing colors or luminosity or triggering animations or changing the camera. All that stuff is controlled in real time through the show. So it would be fruitless for us to create animatics of how it's going to play out in sequence because of how long it takes to get that right.
Well, I'm
So-
curious to see what that tool chain looks like.
Well, I think what we should, it's as simple as you import a MIDI file with you drag his blueprint object in here that he's made, and it has a field for file name, and you just put in the file name, and you just take pins out of it to do whatever you want.
Oh, that's cool.
It gives you all the MIDI channels, all the data that's happening on all the channels as output events, and you can use them to drive anything you want from within Blueprint.
Cool.
You have to make your own blueprint to do it, but it's a little bit easier than trying to make a sequence for every single thing that happens. You can trigger sequences from his system, but I want to keep as much as possible in the MIDI file so that we can change it in Logic instead of changing it through here.
Okay.
Like we can decide that we want that to happen a quarter second early. You don't have to go into cinematics and, edit a thing that takes 10 seconds to load up. You just like move the piano roll note over and then hit save, and it's fine.
Cool.
It's done. It auto updates and everything. So yeah, I think what we should do then first is to set up camera shots and just visual looks for things, like where we want to have different shots within each track.
Gotcha.
In the manner of like here we want to have the camera focusing on from on the ground and looking up at the city, and we can do stand-ins for any props that we want. We could even use the BSP brush system in here
Oh, they
to
should
just
have.
do
I don't know if
quick and dirty
it's-
geometry.
I don't know if it's out yet, but they had something to the tune of like a kind of like more advanced geometry editor type of thing.
Like a new world builder,
Kind of.
because I know they've been working on something like that for a minute, but
It's not the same as like a terrain editor. It's more akin to like mesh tools. Like it's almost a modeler in editor. It's kind of cool stuff. I can't remember specifically what it was called or whether it's out or not. It's just one of those things that I've seen in talks that of upcoming versions. What we're going to do with Unreal.
right.
So I'm not sure, like I said, if it exists.
Yeah, the process seems to be almost entirely, from what I've seen in the working world, of just generating your own meshes in Maya or 3ds or whatever, and then just importing everything instead of using any of their BSP tools.
That's totally fine.
Which is unfortunate, because that's not how like Doom was made. Like that's not how FPS's levels are. Like it's nice to draft in the tool you're gonna use
Yeah.
for the physics.
I mean, you have some primitives on the left over there, right?
Right.
And then in the top right tab, like in that pane right there, where it's like actions or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
there's a BSP editor. So you can still block out there and then replace those areas with meshes. I
Right,
mean-
right. It would be good for just a sketch.
Yeah. So you can start messing with the BSP tool. Why
I
not?
might actually do that and make levels that are in the shitty BSP whatever that we have in here right now.
Yeah.
And then wait for whatever changes that they're making. But in the meantime, I can use mesh tools outside of this and actually make
Yeah.
3D models of things. But
Get
in the
with it.
meantime, we can block out the size and scope of the levels very easily. Like just messing with it and looking at it and seeing if it looks cool. Tweaking a little thing. Oh, I made my apartment. That kind of stuff.
Sure, why not?
Basic 3D, like almost like using that animatic tool that creates the poser looking stuff. It's super unconvincing and low quality, but it's enough to give proper artists the right idea about space and proportions and stuff.
Yep.
So I think I want to start just blueprinting this out. Well, I can't say that.
Well, I can show you how to do
Considering the
like a
blueprint tool.
fly-through type of thing if you're curious about that.
Yeah, let's get together after we do this and go through like basic up and running, because what I did last time with Andrew, he had a very specific thing in mind in terms of getting our own geometry in there and then using our own MIDI system. So I never really learned the fundamentals of getting a normal video game going up in this as much as putting content into our project, which is, I imagine, what a lot of people in a company are going to experience. It's like, here's how you work on Saints Row, or here's how you work on this or that.
Oh yeah, I mean every company's got different game tools, and
And
that's
not
why we don't really emphasize tools when it comes to
Right. It's the task, and then you use the tool that whoever is using that you're going to work with, or you pick one. But like, I never learned how to do like a platformer in Unreal, for example. I could
mean-
figure it out with blueprints and tutorials and all that stuff, but if you just have a quick and dirty way of getting a box up that I know the navigation tools.
Yeah, you just drop a cube.
Yeah.
Right there on the left, you'll see.
Right. I mean, you can drop geometry in all day
Yeah.
long. I just like a basic bare bones workflow.
There's a cube. Obviously, you're gonna need lights. If you look in your lights on the left, underneath basic,
Right. Well,
you can get like a skybox type of thing going for you. Directional light. They have a couple of different prefab things that exist.
yeah. I messed with those last time I was using this, and it quickly spiraled out of control because of all the configuration options. So it's
It's all right. You could also watch previous episodes of PowerBlock and a little help.
right. I can eat my own dog food and actually see the educational material
Yeah.
that you guys have already produced for this.
Because I did a demo with blueprints and with basic Unreal stuff, like for things like mesh generation, for things like building just like a kind of NuRen like player.
Yep.
Where you can build a track and then like look around using the mouse.
I got to the mesh generation. I got to the tutorial for mesh generation that I found on, I think it was YouTube, and I went about halfway through it, and I got to the point of generating a single polygon, and it just flipped and glitched out and I didn't know how to fix it because it seemed like I was doing everything correct, and that's the last time I gave up on it. So
Okay. Well,
it's a good point to jump back in.
You're in good hands here.
Yeah, I had to hook up a whole bunch of blueprints to make the MIDI stuff work last time for the demo. So I feel like that stuff is going to be a good starting off point. I want to get heavy with blueprints before I have that much geometry.
Okay.
Just to like form my own like library of things that I'm going to need.
Sure.
Like the mesh generation, for example, if I want to do a track in front of the player.
I mean, there's a episode on recently what I did.
Right. But I still need to know how your thing is set up so I can modulate it and change it. So I want to practice with blueprints and just kind of get the basics up that I would want to have at my disposal, and then connect to the stuff you've already been making and sort of interface with it. Because right now it's just Greek to me. I'm just gonna look at it and go, what are all these things?
Yeah, so it's a bit of a walk. I got it. But we're gonna. That's the point. That's the point of a little help. We're gonna get there.
Yep.
I mean, like one of the things, for example, like I'm creating geometry now that I can work with later because I'm a lot more adept with working with geometry tools in Maya.
Right.
So like I don't have to worry about quite as many things.
Yeah, if you just want to white box something, you do it in Maya and then drag it in, and it works fine.
Yeah, I mean that's like a really new school way of doing things too. Like Unreal, not until like version 3 really supported just like straight up, generating collision meshes for all of your stuff. Like you used to have to export a separate collision mesh. That was a lot more simplified.
I've been modding Beam
BeamNG
Drive, and that's how you do it there. You got to make a separate mesh for their soft body collision.
Exactly.
Different vertices for each beam that connects to a different beam and like wobbles around,
I mean, also, I started with Maya on Mac, so maybe it'll interest you to pick up, to download it onto your computer there, or use Blender. I mean,
Balls with a spoon, then use Blender. I love Blender as a concept, but as a product, I just can't. So I'm gonna have to learn Maya well enough to get around the project and communicate with you guys.
Okay.
So that's an endeavor that I
see what's going on here.
I will undertake. I'll get a couple of really thick textbooks and just read them cover to cover, and I'll be about 30% of the way there.
Okay.
Enough to sit down with you and at least understand the basics of what you're talking about.
Yeah, no problem.
I've done enough shit in 3D Studio and Modo and all those things to at least know how to translate the terminology, but there's a lot of different terminology.
Right. I mean, like that's really all you need, right? Is to be able to parse the language, so that when you go looking for help, you kind of start with a question that's reasonable.
Right.
I mean,
it's like attempting to be a programmer versus being a scripter. Like
yeah, I'd have to climb that
programming
hill myself.
in one language,
Absolutely.
Yeah, you gotta understand how computers move memory around, and then you can understand any textbook. You just gotta know which ones to look for.
Yep.
So that's my next search, is to find the best reading material that costs the least amount of money to teach myself Maya. And I think
Interesting endeavor.
CG Society has a lot of tutorials. There's unbelievable amounts of stuff on YouTube, but it's hard to sort through all the tutorials at this point. There's so much information out there on how to do everything.
Oh yeah, you just gotta find the stuff that speaks with you. Like these days, I've been really into Bracky's tutorials for Unity.
Mm-hmm.
I think he used to be a Blender guy, but like, that guy got pretty good. Like his
They're a directional
tutorials
learner.
are very concise. For doing something that like seems kind of like weird at the outset, you can describe like scriptable objects in less than 10 minutes. I was like, oh, this is great. I wouldn't have used that otherwise. I would have done something like a static class or some other kind of weird object thing.
So last time I used Unity, scriptable objects were just about to go in. That's how long ago it was.
Oh wow,
Yeah, dude, it's been a while.
that is a while ago.
When I last used Unity, you couldn't do nested prefabs. It would throw a fit and crash your entire world.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's been a while, and I had to like learn all
like
ways
Unity
around doing
2.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That was like dozens of hours of research to figure out a fundamental programming thing that the system later went back and did for you.
Yep.
So that kind of sucks when that happens and you like invested your time into learning something you're never gonna need to know again.
I mean, that is the simple fact of life. Like just the fact that Unreal itself doesn't crash every 30 seconds is a weird thing for me to like level with.
Yeah.
Because like this tool, especially when we were learning it, was just notorious for shutting down.
Yeah, it just
Like-
crashed the desktop
like-
hardcore.
Gosh, especially like Unreal 3 beta. Every 5, like when Matinee was new. Okay, good God.
At least W, E, and R work.
There
I
you
remember
go.
that much. There you go. I got
Hey.
some of my muscle memory.
Yeah.
It's still there, but it's been long enough since I've used this to where I need to spend a couple days just dicking with it until it's awesome again.
What is Robbery doing? I think he's
Dude.
picking his nose.
Yes, picking my nose. Just to let you guys know, we have a 3-minute window of finishing up the stream.
Oh man,
So,
I'll never be done in 3 minutes.
Ben, you're not gonna be done in 3 years.
Man,
That's fine.
Man, this is going to be done in 3 years, though.
that's probably.
Faux show.
All right, here we go. We got some stuff up here. And the mouse wheel controls how fast you're going. Good. I'm remembering things about this that I last learned when I was doing NuRen 1.0.
1.0.
Ooh, just hitting play and seeing that motion blurring is like really reassuring. It makes me feel like I'm in Unreal and not in Unity.
For real.
Ooh, that's some next gen Cuban plane action right here.
Cuban plane action. That sounds like a weird, like, sexy karate move.
Or a karate movie. Cuban plane action.
I'd watch it.
It's like a cocaine dealer trying to escape from, like, I don't know, Chuck Norris or something. No, I shouldn't have said the C word.
We're going in, people.
No, we're not. Wait till we're off. We got 3 minutes and then
We're going in.
I'll let you do a whole routine outside with me.
Oh dear.
You can do all the Chuck you want.
Going in.
All the Chuck.
I at least get one.
All right, do it.
I at least get one. Hold on. I gotta look
I'm gonna start breaking down now because I'm
He's like, I gotta leave before he starts.
I gotta be.
Did you know Chuck Norris?
So, yeah.
Okay, there's so many good ones. Oh, what to choose?
I like this rule. This game is fun.
Here we go. You guys ready?
Yes.
All right, hit me.
Chuck Norris is the reason that Waldo is hiding.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I don't
It's
hate
pretty
it.
good.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it. It works. Okay. Did you get out of your system?
One more.
Okay. You're like that kid. He's like, let me just ride the scooter 5 more minutes.
Hey, dinosaurs once crossed Chuck Norris. I repeat, once.
Once. All right there, Johnny Dangerously. Damn, dog.
Let's have
All
a
right,
look.
guys. Thank you for tuning into PowerBlock today.
Yeah, for real. It was a lot of fun. It doesn't seem like we got a whole lot done. If you're counting by like project manager stats, I basically got some software installed and Ben did some 3D modeling.
It was pretty good.
And Robbie did a couple things.
Hey, but this mesh looks super fine now. My top
It
was all
looks-
good.
You've been iterating on it steadily and you've been basically slowly but surely making it better, which is what we are about here.
Oops.
Doesn't matter if you're like a rock star at something or you're super fast at it or even if barely competent at it.
Look at that.
We're just going to do it till we're better
look
at it.
that. No more overlapping faces.
Clean topo.
It looks good.
All right, guys.
Good
Thank you
game.
for tuning
So
in.
yeah, thanks so much for coming by, and we will see you again tomorrow. We do this every day. We are MintPotion. So join us tomorrow
we are
for more parties and more ice burns.
ice burns.
Yeah. Got him.
He's going to the board. Look at that.
Coming from all angles.
That's pretty.
All right, peace out.
Peace.